Chorus. First off, who's Visix, Sean? So people know, who Visix is, and it's visix.com.
Yeah, so Visix is an Atlanta-based communications company, and I say communications because we're in the digital signage business, we're in the wayfinding business, we're in the space management business, and basically our mission in life is to help people communicate better by delivering relevant content to anywhere it needs to be delivered.
Yeah, and so for many years you've provided room signs for outside of rooms that have been a plethora of different platforms. You can have one with a PC built into it. You can have an e-paper version that only has to be charged once a year. You run on the network, run off the network. You can book rooms with inside the signage platform, see if a room is available. You've also done full-fledged digital signage networks. You've focused mostly, I feel like, on higher education and K through 12 higher education. But this system that you have that you launched at Infocom was quite unique. It's called Chorus, CHOROS. You tell us what it is. Like, what are you going to show us here? Because we're going to do a live demo.
Yeah, so what I'm going to show you is a completely different way of thinking about space management and space booking, right? So as you noted, room signs have been around for 20 years now. The only alternative that you have to a room sign is some sort of app that you're going to have to download, manage, and all the things that go with apps. And so what we wanted to do was create something that was so disruptive. In theory, in 5 years, it might eliminate the room sign or the space management sign. So what we built was a platform based on the web AR support that is native to almost every smartphone on the planet. And that web AR support is built into the browser. And so once you open your phone, you scan a unique ID and you can book anything that is reservable.
Now that's, a lot of people wonder, like, you're a digital signage company. Why are we have you on Pro AV Day? And the reason why is because this product is not a digital signage product. This product it can be part of digital signage, but really if you're building rooms that are being booked for meetings or events or teaching or whatever those rooms are being booked for, and you need a room management system that is more accessible than having to look at your calendar all the time, or less expensive than putting in room signs on the outside of every door. This is the system. So let's go ahead and do the demo, because we don't have much time here, Sean. And what you're actually going to do is we actually now have your iPhone actually live, connected to our platform, the launch platform. So we're able to do this demo live. There's me live, there's you live, and then that's your phone, right?
That's correct. Yep. And so I'm going to use my phone. I just opened the camera application, which you see, our office is here in Atlanta. And instead of using a digital sign or even an electronic paper sign, we're just actually going to use a placard with a unique QR code. And so we're going to actually scan that QR code. And so we got a little Face ID here.
There you go.
And so we're going to allow, camera access. And so we see what's going on in room 411. Right? We see that it's available. We see that there's a meeting starting at 4 p.m. We also see that there's some amenities in that room that we can rely on. A projector, for example, a video teleconferencing camera. And we see that the room is ADA accessible. So before we book this particular room, we might want to see, for example, what's in the room. Like, what does it physically look like? So we have an augmented reality.
So we virtualized it with AR. Is that come already pre-populated with some form factor stuff, or how does that work?
That's correct. So the initial release of this, which was in September of this year, comes with pre-populated designs. And of course, over a matter of time, you'll be able to use a product like Matterport to do a real 3D rendering of the space, and you'll see it there. So we can either book the room, we can go find other available rooms if we want to, but if we want to book it, we just actually pick when we want it to start and how long we want our meeting to last. In this case, we'll add a little information about our meeting here, and we'll add a unique PIN code so that nobody can really mess with our reservation.
That books the meeting. How do I invite people to that meeting then?
So in this particular case, this is for a walk-up reservation, and that's what it's designed for. So normally you would look down the hall and look for availability lights, which is, this product does everything that a room sign can do with the exception of availability lights. But as we talked about earlier, we're actually introducing availability lights that you see above these two doors here.
Those are little LEDs that are connected to your platform that will tell you, just indicate availability based on green or red colors or whatever color you want to use, right?
That's correct. So in this particular case, now that we just booked this room, you'll see that, the light will turn red for the room that we just booked. And, so the cool thing about this is now with this bring your own device technology in conjunction with some room availability lights, we can do everything that a room sign can do without having to install all of that hardware, the low power, the back boxes, all that kind of stuff. It's a very cost-effective way to deliver space management in a bring your own device environment.
So this is, you sharing it to me on an iPhone. Does it work on Android? Does it work on any smartphone? What are the limitations?
Yeah, there are no limitations. It works on any device that has web AR support, which is basically every smartphone in the world. The browser supports the web AR layer.
This is probably a stupid question, but I'm guessing it works with tablets as well.
It does. Yeah. If you wanted to do that. Yes.
Yeah. And so tell me about how this is managed from an integrator standpoint and sort of how you would recommend that they market this or sell this.
Yeah, so the best way to market this is either in conjunction with room signs, and specifically in the AV market space. You would probably want to market it in conjunction with room signs. So you see behind me here an electronic paper sign, which can contain a QR code, because that also shows the event schedule as someone's walking by it without having to scan anything. So there's an opportunity to integrate with electronic paper technology. Also, let's say technologies like Crestron, who also has availability lights and is relying on the same calendaring system. So you can marry Crestron devices with this Khoros platform as well, which is it is a SaaS-based platform. It's all in the cloud, and you manage your organization through that cloud interface. And that cloud interface also generates the QR codes that could be applied to just regular placards, if you choose to do that, or to some other electronic paper sign, for example.
So I could actually just put that QR code in anything. If I have a room sign there, I could put the QR code and simplify booking that room without having to open up Microsoft Teams and then book the room through Exchange or whatever. So how do you charge for it? And so how does the integrator charge for it? Is it a per room license? Is it a user license? How does that work?
Yeah, so it is
QR code. What?
Yeah, it is a per room or space or area license. So we have three different categories. So there's room, space, and other. And when I say other, I'm talking about things like if you have ping pong tables or pool tables or lockers that are also something that you can book or reserve, anything that is bookable through the calendaring system that you're using, you can use this platform to reserve that space.
Wait a minute. So if I, for example, just finished putting in a TV system in a fitness center, you could go back to the fitness center and say, hey, we have a way for you to book all of your swim lanes and all of your treadmills real easily.
Yeah. In fact, a swimmer could walk in and
that's genius. Okay. You need to think outside the box, because anything that needs to be booked, you now have the ability to book it. And in a fitness center, I see all sorts of applications. In a college campus, I see all sorts of applications because there's so much stuff that you're checking in and out. A couple of questions came in. Ron Sclaver is asking, and thanks, Ron, for joining us. How does this solution, or does the solution, integrate with Microsoft Exchange?
Yes. So basically the way the technology works is on the back end side of things, we tie into a variety of calendaring systems. And so basically what you're doing is creating a space in our platform that is pointing to a URL in that calendaring system. So we can either write back to the calendaring system, or it can write to us so that we can determine whether or not the room is available.
Okay. And then Dawn Mead, you know her, she's asking if there's any sort of on-prem version to this, or is it restricted to just a network-based environment?
It is restricted to a network-based environment, meaning that the server side is all in the cloud. Of course, if you're using Wi-Fi in your institutional environment, obviously that's going to speed up the interaction between the device and the cloud. But it can certainly work on cellular data as well. Okay,
and obviously, we have a question. I'm going to drop this in the chat as well. Tom Strebel is asking, thanks, Tom, for joining us. Where can I get this software? And I just dropped a link in there that'll be dropped on the website in networking and in the Q&A, because it is available now, and it is on the Visix website at visix.com/space-booking. But if you just go to visix.com, you'll find it there. And it is available now, right? There's no limitations in the software?
That's correct. It started shipping in September. Now, I will say that the availability lights will be at the end of Q4 or at latest the early Q1.
But you are compatible with Crestron's availability lights.
That's correct. Yes, because again, we're tied to the same calendaring system. So availability is driven by that system, not really driven by Crestron or us.
Yeah, I think this, again, I hope that people don't limit this just to meetings, because, huddle spaces, or how about even, one thing that we've done here at UNC is we have signage in a lot of places. We could easily add a QR code. Could we not then tap into booking that sign to make it why not look at booking that sign, scan the QR code, book that monitor to allow us to use it as a collaboration monitor in real time?
Yeah. So any asset that you make bookable through your calendaring or event management system, any asset that has its own unique calendar URL, you can book it with just a QR code.
Okay. So the next step would be for you to book it. And then if it was a monitor, be able to stream to the monitor from that device.
Correct. Now that would be something that doesn't yet exist for us, but yes, you could certainly do that. Even
you could by adding on a ClickShare or adding on a ShareLink or adding on Air Media or something like that inside of the system. So this gives you opportunities to add on other things. But like I said, I mean, if you sell to gyms and you sell to restaurants, bars, you sell to retirement homes, things like that, there's a lot of times where they're, like you said, booking ping pong tables, booking game tables, booking swim lanes. I mean, there's so many opportunities here. You've basically built an AR-based booking system that's compatible with every smartphone.
Correct. That sums it up specifically. I mean, it really does, because anything that is reservable, you can book it.
All right. One last, I'm going to give you a couple minutes because I love, again, take this with a grain of salt, because Sean and I are actual personal friends. We've known each other since we both literally grew up in this industry. I actually knew Sean's dad. His dad's famous in our industry. He's an icon. He was an icon in our industry. Started one of the first integration companies, Tech Electronics, years ago in Atlanta. But you have your own digital signage company. And in addition to Chorus, you also sell all sorts of digital signage stuff, but your software is the secret sauce because it's really simple to use. It's PowerPoint-like simplicity, but it can be deployed across all the different digital signage platforms.
Yeah. So, the upside to our product is it was really designed for institutional communications. So people in higher education, corporate campus, government, anyone that's familiar with the Office suite of products finds themselves to be relatively comfortable with our technology because it follows those basic workflows. It's not designed really for retail market spaces. We do some retail, whether it be some grocery store chains or banks and things like that, but that's not our forte. I mean, really 30+% of our business is in education. And then of course we have corporate campus and others after that. But, the real value that we deliver to the person who's looking to communicate better to public displays is that the workflows are very simplistic and very Microsoft Office-like, which they're accustomed to.
So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer this question. Because I'm going to interpret it. Layla Marshall asked, what kind of statistics are available from your product? I think what I understand is, what kind of data do we get back? How often the rooms are being booked, who's booking them, and how they're being used, or what do we get back?
Yeah. So on this side, since there's there's no unique ID to the person that books the particular space, we're actually pulling data from the event calendar system or the calendaring system. So whatever information is available through Office, Teams, R25, Mazevo, you name it. That's the data that we can pull back from an analysis perspective. But our product by itself is not providing that data.
All right. So I guess there's a security and privacy part of that. That's a positive. And then it depends on how much analytics you want. But this is the first generation, Leda. I guarantee you he's thinking ahead. I know Sean. Sean, I'm sorry that we're gonna beat you on December 29th when you come here to Chapel Hill to play the North Carolina Tar Heels. But I still hope that you'll be my friend.
Yes, no worries, no worries, and I'll pay for that first round of drinks.
All right. Well, I'm counting on it.